My name is Stephen Wood. I am the secretary of the organisation here. This is Tools for Solidarity, and I've been involved in this organisation for nearly 30 years as a volunteer. Well, the idea behind what we do is very, very simple, and it started by a man called Glyn Roberts, who was a volunteer in East Africa. And the story goes that he was back in England talking to his mother, and he was explaining how hard the life was for ordinary working people, how little they had. They didn't have a hammer to bang a nail into a piece of wood. They didn't have a saw to cut the piece of wood. And his mother said to him, "But we have these tools in our shed, in our garage. We don't use them." And he thought, well, if it's true for us, it must be true for millions of people throughout the UK. And he estimates that there are over 50 million unused hand tools. So he had the idea to get students in a college that he was teaching in to collect these tools that people do not use and do not want. And he had links with Tanzania. So he started an organisation in 1978 called Tools for Tanzania. When I was at university, I was involved in a development organisation, a radical student organisation, questioning why poverty exists. And it was very depressing. You learn all of the mechanisms of injustice and the mechanisms of how transnational corporations just destroy people's lives, and you feel you can do nothing about it. And then I heard of this idea of tools. And I was inspired because this was something that I could first of all do here. I didn't need to go to Africa to do this kind of work. But it encapsulated all the ideas of concern for the environment, making people think and question about why poverty exists. But it was practical solidarity as well. It was an opportunity to help some of the poorest people in a very practical and meaningful way. No, our main project at the moment is in Tanzania, and it's with our partner in Tanzania is called SEDO, the Small Industries Development Organization. And we have been working with SEDO for many, many years. And in 2007, we linked together with SEDO to form the Mwanza Sewing and Training Centre. This is a unique kind of project. But we do work in other countries as well. The first tools that we ever sent from Belfast went through a different organisation called Action Aid. They went to Somalia and Sudan. The first tools that we ever refurbished here, they went to Nicaragua, to a fishing community that had been devastated by a hurricane. And we still today, in this last year, we have sent tools to Uganda, to vocational training colleges, and to a disabled organisation in Zambia. Well, we have always involved international volunteers. My brother started the Belfast Tools Group in 1984, and in that year, the very first year that we had we started our project, we had an international work camp, which involved international volunteers coming for 2 weeks to be involved in the project. And that's because, as ourselves, we've been volunteers in international projects. I have volunteered in different projects and doing international work camps in Turkey and Italy and Czechoslovakia. And so has my brother John. So we love the working and being part of an international solidarity movement. In the next 15 years, we had over 30 international work camps, staying and working with us, sometimes 2, 3 a year, sometimes based in Dublin, sometimes coming to Belfast. And so we had this international connection, and then we evolved into starting taking longer term European international volunteers, but not with EVS, because EVS didn't exist. And then we joined a program called Step by Step, which was working with European volunteers with extra support needs, because this is also part of the philosophy of our organisation. And then Step by Step evolved into EVS, so it was a natural progression for us. We were taking international volunteers before EVS, and EVS represented a fantastic opportunity to give the support to volunteers which we were struggling to manage to do by just taking them independently. And the EVS program does that because of the help and assistance with the program structure. Became an independent organisation, and we opened up this workshop in 1994. And we linked together when we first started. Our first area where we developed our own partnerships was in Tanzania with an organisation called SEDO, the Small Indonesian Development Organisation. It was set up by the Tanzanian government to support small micro enterprises by providing credit and training and resources.
My name is Jenny Madete. I come from Tanzania, from the Lake Zone of Tanzania in Mwanza City. I'm a center manager of a project called Mwanza Sewing and Training Center. I'm here in Belfast since last Friday, and I've come to see how Belfast TFS, Tools for Solidarity, how they work. Because they do send us tools from here to Tanzania, and we're happy. So I came to see how they operate and everything that they do. I'm happy to be here in Belfast. I've seen different things, very nice, meeting very nice people. I'm happy. I went also to the countryside of Belfast, of Ireland, so I'm happy. Here in Belfast, it's very cold. It's not like Tanzania. In Tanzania, it's very hot, 35 degrees, 34, 35, 36. So here it's too cold. I feel like somehow I'm freezing. But there are nice people here. I've met nice people. Even I've traveled a lot. It's a very beautiful city. And the up countries, they are very nice, very arranged. It's not like my country, but that's what I've come across. That's very different from our places. Yes, when I came to Tools for Solidarity, I didn't know that there are so many volunteers, very happy working together. They collaborate very well. So I'm impressed with how they do the work at TFS.
First Sunday of every month is an opportunity for people to come. You maybe can't come otherwise. It's open from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, first Sunday of every month.